Like 25 hours of base building. Oh, that would suck. What was that sound effect? That was an interesting sound effect, or like a song element I don't think I'd heard before. Well, let's go load up. Ah, we still haven't quite gotten to 3 weeks, but we're close. Let's do 100 more. And then I'm finally getting to the point where I probably need to go 100. I think I'm actually finally running out of flour sand. That took a while. I had like 3,000 of it stocked up. Alright, filters are good. Those cisterns should get filled up overnight. I've almost got a full 3 weeks of lubricant in the wind things. What do I need to make the next? I might be able to make one now if I sacrifice. No, I can't because I need spice melange. Yeah, I would need spice melange to make either a large wind trap. What about the cistern? Nope. What am I missing with this one? More silicone blocks, industrial pumps, and duraluminum. That'll be a decision I should probably make tomorrow. Is do I craft that first, or do I keep working my way towards my assault thopter? Thank you, Euclid. Yeah, that base is coming together slowly. What's up, JP? Hopefully you're feeling better, man. It's been a couple days. Silicone blocks are easy to get. Industrial pumps are easy to get. But the duraluminum, that's a lot of duraluminum. It is a tough decision, Brandor. I don't think I need it, and I'll tell you why. I'm not doing commercial quantities of duraluminum. If I was doing commercial quantities of duraluminum, I think I could justify getting that storage facility, getting that. But because, especially now that I'm reducing this is my last big day of Dune Awakening. Um, well, not quite a wrap up, JP, but I've already done, I did a 6 hour stream earlier today. I'm an hour and a half into tonight's stream. I'll probably keep going for a while yet, but I'm just in the thinking stages right now. Today's my last big day of Dune Awakening because we start Death Stranding 2 tomorrow. So my Dune Awakening is now going to be in the afternoons for a couple of hours a day. So that being the case, I don't think I need massive amounts of water because these two medium cisterns I have, right, it does take huge amounts, but the thing is like, knowing that I only have 2 hours, I log on, two medium cisterns full, I make like 100 duraluminum, drain the cisterns, stick the filters in, refill the cisterns, go out, harvest some crystals, come back, refine the crystal, drop the crystals in, go work on the base build for an hour. Those are my 2 hours already filled up. So, I think those two cisterns that I already have are more than enough for what I currently need for the next few. Because then I'll be playing Death Stranding 2 for probably probably going to be 2 weeks. It'll be 10 days at least if I'm doing 5 hours a day for 10 days. That's 50 hours. It's supposed to be 60 to 80 hours of gameplay. So I've got at least probably 2 weeks with Death Stranding 2. Coming in once a day for Dune Awakening in the afternoons just to keep grinding. Because really all I'm doing right now is I'm working on the base and working towards my Assault Thopter. So I think these are going to cover my needs. I don't think I need to build that big cistern. However, when I'm ready to move to tier 6, yeah, I'm going to need a big cistern. And also if we're at that point, by the time we get to that point, I bet the guild will start being ready and we can start looking at sharing resources for like tier 6 production. I'm also going to need, in a little while, I'm going to need some more turbines. But not yet. Well, there won't be any. I probably won't be back to any full-time Dune for a while. The next time I come back to will be for like if there's a big story patch. Whenever they do the big story patch, the DLC. Because I've got like I usually do like 3 games a month. So we've got we've got things like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle DLC. We've got Borderlands 4. We got Mafia: The Old Country. We've got I need to go look at my list. Ghost of Yotai. We've got Tales of the Shire in July. We got the Destiny 2 expansion in July. What I'll probably be doing is whenever they drop a DLC, you know, I'll come play the DLC full on for, you know, the 3 or 4 days, however long it takes me to get through the DLC. But other than that, Dune Awakening is going to be the afternoon stream for now. And then whenever the guild gets ready, I'll probably, you know, if I can come and do guild things like once a week as I have spare time. I know, JP. I'm so concerned, man. Borderlands and Death Stranding. Borderlands 4 looks fucking dope. Like, yeah. They dropped the story trailer the other day, and I was like, this is looking good. Well, I gotta say, I'm feeling very content right now, and that's a very nice feeling to have. I could probably build another turbine pretty easily if I needed to, because I only need some steel, and I've got surplus. So as soon as I'm ready to move more power in, I can either do that or I can move straight into the spice melange. Well, if I do that, though, I'm going to need a spice refiner, right? Dribberm says the first 2 hours of Death Stranding are really good. Nice. That's not a bad problem to have, Tater Cake. I did play 3 a couple years back, JP. I bet this is the first thing I build after my Assault Thopter is going to be the spice refinery. Yeah, I've died to that a few times, randos. So we died earlier today when I dropped my ornithopter, and I popped up the back, and I couldn't move because my ornithopter was on top of me, and I didn't have the hand thing in my hand. And there was two enemies nearby, and they hit me with drill shots, and before I even could do anything, I was toast because I couldn't move. I was stuck under my ornithopter. So that's definitely a pressure point, of like getting hit, like land, and part of it's on me for landing in the area where there was enemies. You know, I should have landed somewhere safe, but I was getting a little cocky, and I was like, I'm gonna land right there, hop out, drop these guys, and I landed and was like, oh fuck, I can't move. uh, Looked cool on stream though, dying like an idiot. Oh, it does look like we got a rainstorm coming in. I'll be happy when it's done, JP. Like, I actually can't think of how I want to do this next part. I had a pretty clear vision for everything up until this point. All of that looks exactly how I wanted it to, and the bottom looks exactly how I wanted it to, but I don't know how to tie this together. Through that, like, that gap, I don't know how I want to do that gap. I really don't. But I do think this all came together very nicely. What's it? Is it already time? Yeah, he's asleep. He doesn't. Yeah. Everybody else, yeah. And I'm gonna redo this when I get the assault thopter. But yeah, like the landing pad up here. Yeah, like a type of writer's block. Sort of, but like I do with writer's block, I just start throwing shit at the wall until something sticks. So, like I was throwing those stairs on there earlier, seeing if I liked them, and it wasn't giving me what I wanted. So, you know, one thing I could do now that I'm thinking about it is I could come out this backside right here. Oh, that actually, hold up, now you've got me. Yeah, hang on. I didn't even think about that until just now. Hold up, wait a minute. What if? Because what if I did these two stairwells right out here like this? It's a little narrow for that, but I'm thinking here now. The problem is I don't know how to turn that right there. Oh, that might have just done it. I might have just fingered it out. Hold on. It's not perfect. be really ideal. Because I want it all to die into the wall. But it's not gonna, because right now the way this looks is I would come out of here. Well, I would get rid of this too. Hang on. This is too narrow for me to consider like a thing. Like it's not. It's too narrow. I don't think it would look good. Although it may not matter. Because we did it up top this way. Hang on. So what if we have this little cubby? And then we come out here and turn this corner. And then we just build it all the way down. I think I just figured that out. And then that also allows me, because then I can extend this rooftop all the way over here. And we could just, the only thing I would lose, I would have to figure out how to make all this tie in together. But I could do that, right? Right? And we want those glass walls, right? Yeah. This can just, it's not going to tie in perfectly, but how I make it look later on that's something different. Where's it at? Yeah, these is what I was using. Yep, you have to build a repair station. One last. Well, I just figured that out. I'm definitely going to enclose this whole thing. And then what I got to figure out down here is then I got to work on the structural. And I may need to build it up from the bottom. It's a schematic. Yeah, hang on. It's definitely in your research. I don't remember where in your research. It's definitely research. Recycler. Yep. It's in iron. It's the repair station. It's in the iron tier. To go along with that, you're also going to want this one, which is a copper tier one called a recycler. Yep. You're welcome. If you're playing on the locked version of the game, you'll have to progress deeper into the game before you're allowed to access the iron tier of certain things. You'll have to wait till you get to the West Vermilius Gap or the East Vermilius Gap. But yeah, when you get to iron, but you should definitely build the recycler as soon as you can, because that allows you to start breaking items down to get things from them. So if you find gear that you don't need, or weapons that you don't need, or you can even find vehicles that you don't need, and you can break them down and stash those resources for later. And then eventually you go to the iron tier and you can build a repair station. And you are welcome. That's going to get me all the way down here. Oh, that's going to work perfectly. Look at that. See? Sometimes with writer's block, all you do is you start throwing stuff at the table and you vomit on the page and see how it all works out. That's going to work beautifully. And then I'll have to figure out how to, like, it'll have to, I'll have to figure out how I make it all tie in back in here, but that's a later problem. I'm gonna have to put like a pillar in the wall there though. To be able to extend that down. And the cool thing is what I can probably do is I can carry that wall all the way down from there to the base and somehow tie this all in. That's the hard part. I don't know how that's going to work yet. And I'll probably come out. I don't know that I will. I might have that come down and then expand out from here. How do I... Problem is that's going to be visible. Oh, I bet I could stick it in there, because if no one's going to see it, well, I don't know how I'm going to make this work, though. What's up? Oh. The tamale lady came by, so Chris just got me a tamale with epazote, these are with chaya. We were talking about these the other night. Chaya is a local, they call it tree spinach. So these are pork and chaya. Oh, that was so fucking good. God, those are good. And they make them with pig lard, so it's just... She comes by like twice a week. By the way, this lady hustles. She sells all over town, and she does it all on foot. She has a cooler. She has a like a Coleman cooler, like a medium-sized cooler, and she carries that cooler around. And she has neighborhoods that she goes through, and she sells every day. That's her job. She makes these and sells them, and she harvests the chaya from her backyard, and it's everywhere around here. It's like there's just plants growing all over the place. It's gone. They're not very big. They're so yummy. I think I can bury this somewhere in here. I don't know what it's going to look like underneath, though, is the thing. And I don't know if I'm going to enclose this. Well, for shits and giggles, let's put it there because I know that I can... I can at least just build off it for now. Because I want to see if I can get this all the way down to the bottom and then see what it looks like. Because this is what I don't know, is how do I tie into this existing structure when we get down to the bottom? See, this is where we get catty corner. I've already addressed those things. We've already done reaction videos to all those things. Cat died. So you check out the YouTube channel in the Dune Awakening playlist down below. You can click the links and you will find all the discussion videos from earlier today. Congratulations Funcom on 1,000,000 sales, by the way. That's pretty impressive. Took them a year to get to 1,000,000 sales with Dune Awakening. Or, excuse me, Conan Exiles. Jesus, wrong game. Conan Exiles took them a year, and they did it in 2 weeks with this game. So this is where I have no idea how this is all gonna. Oh, look, there's a. Hang on. I can do these. We can ease it off with these ones. Ooh. No, I need to turn it. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I fucking made it work. Oh my god. It ties in. Oh my god. I cannot believe it worked. I cannot believe that worked. Oh my god. However, it's a weird angle, and I don't know how that's going to look when I try to add the railing and everything to this, so I shouldn't get too hyped yet. But here's the thing, though. Like, that pillar is the only thing that I don't like. And that's the one thing I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Like that one I might be able to. That one looks like it might be hid a little bit better. So what if I stick that there? All right, moment of truth, guys. We're going to attempt. Oh, it worked. It worked. Okay, okay. So that looks like I have a tiny little bit of structural like reinforcement. I'm not going to complain about that at all. Like that tiny little bit of reinstructural re I can't even speak right now. I'm so excited and tired at the same time. And then it ties into the base of this. Oh, it's almost like I planned it. Ah! Oh my god. All right, now however comes the whole, I got to encase that in. I'm gonna decide what I'm doing with this structure because obviously I could build something else on top of this structure. Which honestly we could just build like a little guardhouse with an entry point or a hatch. Ooh, that would be dope. What if I made a hatch? I know there's hatches in here somewhere. Where's it at? Alright, we need to make that guild only. And now what I could build is I can enclose this with like some sort of a it's like a tower, like a guard tower type thing. Like it doesn't have to be a whole structure. We could just have something that's here enclosing this hatchway with like windows out. And then I can work on just enclosing the rest of that. And I'm gonna have to fill that gap in somehow up top. I don't like the way that looked. Something I've ever never done before too is we have these. I don't even know how these work. That's gonna be a lot of rectangular pieces coming down. Th- yeah, getting all that to work, I'm not quite sure yet. But if I'm enclosing that in a certain way, I might just have railing. Let me think about this for a minute. Yeah, but that looks funky as shit, man. Because that's the thing. We have a very funky. This is what I was worried about. That right there is going to be hard to make look good because it's not. They're not connected the way they're supposed to be. It worked because they managed to mesh together, but they're on different planes, if that makes sense. So they're crossing like this. So there's no way I'm going to be able to make that look good because everything I try to put there is going to poke down like that. So even if I put a wall there, like a wedge wall, it's gonna do that.